Assalamualaikum and hi. We are going to presenting our organizational behavior group assignment, which include of SAJJAD, LUQMAN, Farzana and Fatimah.
What causes some people to be so quiet and passive, and why are some people so obnoxious? The answer may be found in the individual's personality. Personality is a collection of individual differences influenced by factors such as value, attitude, personal experience, social relationship, individual habit, and skill. Understanding the personality of different employees can help manage effectively. This knowledge is also useful when it comes to placing people in job and organization. Individual beliefs that motivate people to act in one way or another are referred to as value. They are used to guide human behavior. People are generally predisposed to adopt the values with which they are raised. People also tend to believe that those values are correct because they are cultural values. In a nutshell, personality represents our pattern of thinking and feeling without any judgment, whereas value represents what we believe to be right.
Personality is a distinctive way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Personality includes moods, attitude, and opinion, and it is most evident in interaction with other people.
We want to discuss the impact of personality based on the result of the test on job performance. I get my result, the ESTJ. So for me, the ESTJ is great in organizing people, projects, and operations at work. ESTJs like power and frequently pursue managerial roles, preferring to be in a position where they can make choice and enforce policies and procedures. ESTJs quickly establish a reputation in the workplace as people who can be counted on to deliver on time and according to instructions. They are dependable and take pride in seeing projects through a completion. They can get overworked as a result of their enthusiasm to take on the tea.
As for Farzana, I took the 4 Myers-Briggs personality type test and the result came out to be ISTJ. According to the classification of 4 Myers-Briggs personality type, we are responsible and the executors. For instance, ISTJ is good in attempt to be the representative of any organization or in group assignment. Instead of that, we are also willingly to take fully responsibility of the risk for any instruction and decision making that have been made in the team in order to achieve the main goal and vision.
As for Fatimah, the MBTI test result is ISTJ. ISTJs are responsible as well as realistic. They approach achieving goals and completing tasks logically and can work at steady pace to complete these tasks. Moreover, they compose their action carefully and carry them out with methodic purpose.
Okay, for my result is ESTJ. ESTJ are dedicated traditionalists who enjoy taking leadership of initiative and people. ESTJs are orderly, rule following, and conscientious people who likes to get things done. They approach projects in a systematic and a logical manner. ESTJ are natural organizer who seek to bring order to their surrounding. Predictability is important to them and they prefer things to go in a logical order. When they notice a lack of order, the ESTJ is quick to set the system and guidelines so that everyone is on the same page.
For 3 Roman, identify the factors in the Big 5 model and describe the factor with the greater value in predicting positive job performance. Personality psychologists tend to divide personality into Big 5 model: openness to experience, agreeableness, extroversion, conscientiousness, and emotional stability. As we call it ocean. Conscientiousness refers to a person's capacity to manage their impulse and engage in goal-directed conduct. Agreeableness focus on how people approach interpersonal relationship. Extroversion refers to a person's desire for interaction with their surroundings, particular social interaction. The readiness to try new things as well as engage in imaginative and intellectual activities. as referred to openness to experience. It entails being able to think outside the box through how they view the world. Neuroticism describes an individual's overall emotional stability. So the highest predictor of job performance among the 5 qualities is conscientiousness. A high conscientiousness score is linked to strong work performance across organization. The truth is that conscientiousness, or this disposition towards self-efficacy, ordinariness, success, and self-discipline, is the best predictor of job performance, according to more than a century of psychological study. Next, the researcher discovered considerable evidence to support the idea that conscientiousness is strongly predictive of work performance across variables. Those with high conscientiousness score are structured, disciplined, detail-oriented, thoughtful, and cautious. They also have a good impulse control, allowing them to accomplish tasks and meet objectives. Those who score a lower on conscientiousness may have trouble controlling their impulse, making it difficult to complete tasks and achieve goals.
Based on the researchers, I can evaluate that it is vital to know in detail about individual values, as it provides the groundwork to create your most authentic and purposeful life. It can assist you in determining your motivation, establishing appropriate limits, and making critical life decisions. When you are clear about your needs and expectations, life may become much more enjoyable and gratifying. Besides, it does really influence a person's attitude, behavior, and perception. As an example that could link to the statement, to create a strong and determined team, each of the group members should have the positive attitude towards each other in order to achieve the goals, as well as maintaining a good environment in the team and bonding.
For instrumental values that I possess, I choose 3, which is cheerful, forgiving, and ambitious. And for terminal values, I choose a comfortable life, family security, and world at peace. Instrumental values. Instrumental values can be defined as a specific method of behavior. The 3 instrumental values I have in myself are cheerful, forgiving, and ambitious. For the first one, which is cheerful. Why do I choose cheerful in myself? Because since childhood, I notice I am a person who likes to see people laugh, and I also like to laugh. This is because when I laugh, we can evoke a positive aura in our surrounding. A positive aura really helps us out of stress and anxiety. The second one is forgiving. I choose a forgiving because I am a person who likes to solve a problem quickly. For example, I once had a problem which is a misunderstanding between me and my best friend. We both quarreled so badly that I want to hit it, but I choose to lower my ego and fix the problem. Well, because my friends helped me a lot and was by my side during hard time and happy times. Not because of one problem, I and my friends split up as a friends. And the last one for instrumental values is I am also a person who has an ambitious nature in me. Why do I dare to say that? Because I am a person who was less talented in academic. When I was in high school, this made me try really hard when I was in Form 5, because that year I had an exam that determined my future, which was SPN. I studied day and night, and also willing to sacrifice my playtime to study. I will wake up as early as 4:30 AM just to study without skipping. And I managed to get excellent result for my SPM. At the same time, I managed to make my mother and my father proud of me. Terminal values. Terminal values are the goal that we work towards and view as most desirable. The 3 terminal values I would like to achieve throughout my life are comfortable life, family security, and world at peace. The first one is comfortable life. Comfortable life, I choose comfortable life because as a normal human being, we must want a comfortable life and guarantee happiness. To get happiness and comfortable life, we need to try to find a job with a stable salary to ensure comfort in our life. Not only that, we also need to find a friends who is good character for us to stay happy. The second one is family security. I, as a son in the family, must want to keep my family from whatever kinds of danger comes. Not only that, I also want to ensure the harmony of my family. This is the thing I want to achieve. And the last one for terminal values is world at peace. As we all see today, various type of conflict take place between different countries and lead to war and bloodshed between human beings. Among the things I want to achieve in my life is that I want to see our world live in peace and tranquility. Why should there be strife between human beings? Because we are all set on the same earth.
Work values that I've been possessed based on my work cohort in relation on my job performance is Nexters. Nexters, also known as millennial, born in 1981, aged under 21. As children, they were surrounded by wealth and led busy life. My first work value are confidence. Confidence makes me feel prepared for life experience. When I am confident, I am likely to move forward with people and opportunities rather than back away from them. And if things that I do don't work out the first time, confidence allows me to try again. My second work value are financial success. Cost of living adjustment account for rising living expenses because of inflation. I may reduce stress and allow for greater concentration at work. For example, when my financial is stable and I had no problems and can do well in job performance without stress. The last one is self-oriented and team-oriented. Depending on the project that needs to be done, I can independently to complete my tasks on time, but I also enjoy brainstorming and collaborating with my team members. For example, the way your potential boss realize that you like a team environment, but you can also work independently as well.
In general view, everyone has their own way to interpret a thing. People may witness the same object, yet their interpretation will be vastly different because people's perceptions are based on their life experiences. No two people see or examine things in the same way. I believe we each have our own thought and brain, which is why we have a diverse perspective on things. We call our perception different interpretation, views or opinion about things. Perception is our interpretation of a circumstances that others may have a different interpretation of. According to Kelly attribution theory, a person could attempt to determine neither the behavior is as internally nor externally caused just by observing on how someone behavior. However, it is simply an issue of how we interpret things, which is why we assign varied meanings to what we perceive. As we are influenced by others, our view of things may be affected. Nothing has a predetermined significance. We may always shift our viewpoints and meanings, but that does not mean we should downgrade others' opinion and perception.
Okay, for next question, Kelly attribution theory. Provide example, discuss the three interpretations of the attribution theory. Kelly attribution theory is a type of attribution theory in which people create causal inference to explain why other people and ourselves act the way we do it. It's about societal perception as well as self-perception. Kelly expanded on Heide's theory by proposing theories regarding the factors that influence attribution creation. The theory says that people assign the cause of behavior of the factor that covers most closely with the behavior. There are three major dimensions with a consensus, consistency, and distinctiveness. Consensus It is extent to which others react to same stimuli or event in the same manner as the person. Consistency is when individual responds in the same way over time, and individual difference in conduct are demonstrated by distinctiveness. Okay, for example here, when SAJJAD is not listening in the business class, but all others were listening, he did not listen to any business class and also to any other subject. Okay, for the consensus is low because other person not react to same stimuli and do not follow his behavior. And consistency is high because SAJJAD always not listening to the business class and also to the other class. And for the distinctiveness, low because he is not listening to his business class and other class. Okay, for the next question, the steps in rational decision making model based on my own experience in making decision. The rational decision making model explains how people should act in order to maximize a specific outcome by making consistent value maximizing decision within a certain limit. The steps in rational decision making model. Okay, for the first one, define or identify the problem. To begin, I must recognize a problem of a providing opportunity where reasonably complex decision must be taken. A rational decision making paradigm works well. Determine whether I have a problem to solve or decision to make first. Based on my experience, I must search the problem of my broken smartphone to buy a new one because my smartphone lack of performance. Okay, for the second one, identify the decision criteria. The criteria of factors that define what is relevant in a choice are known as decision criteria. For example, the cost of a new smartphone, time required to save money to purchase a new smartphone, and the performance of the new smartphone to avoid the phone from lagging. Okay, for the third one, develop the alternative. Identify or make a list of all the viable solutions to the problem. For example, I must collect the money or find work to collect money to buy a new smartphone so I can buy a new one. Okay, for the fourth, allocate weights to the criteria. Assign a value to each of items so that the decision can be made with accuracy. Based on my experience, if the performance of new smartphone is the most important criteria, then I must put more weight to the performance of the new smartphone compared to the other criteria because I want to buy a new smartphone that avoid from a lagging performance. So I want the best performance.
Evaluate and analyze the alternative. Evaluate and analyze the alternative can define as a take alternative on each criterion to see weakness and strengths. For example, before I buy a new phone, I will check the phone first to know the advantages and disadvantages of that phone. Select the best alternative. Select the best alternative can define as choose a criteria that show the best described. For example, I want a phone with the best camera in the existing phone range. Implement best alternative. Implement the best alternative can define as a putting the decision into action and making the decision in commitment. For example, I will buy the phone after I get the data of the phone to help me to stay on my decision. Evaluation of decision effectiveness. Evaluation of decision effectiveness can define as evaluate the outcome. For example, after buy the smartphone, I will make sure that I has a good decision in solving my problem. For conclusion, every human being in this world has a different personality, even if that person has our family. Personality is the self can determine how a person learn and does work, knowing, and the personality of the self is very important because by knowing this personality on the self, we can know how to interact properly with people around. Values very important in our life because with values, we can understanding of attitudes, motivation, and behavior of individuals, and so on. Values also divide by two, which are terminal values and instrumental values. Both types of values tell us about things that we as a human we need to have a target in our life, and also who we are. People behavior is based on their perception of what reality is. Human perception are not same. That's why human behavior in this world are not the same. Making a conscious decision among one or more alternative to get the desired result is known as decision making. Every individuals make decision every day. Decision making is the free for every human being. Therefore, the decision we make is the determinant of our way of life. Therefore, we must make wise decisions in our lives. Decisions can also be made in groups. That's all for me. Thank you.